We're going to do a Starry Night Van Gogh inspired snow scene. First, you're going to take blue paint and just draw a curved line. This will be the top of your snow. Then I have tinted my water blue so that you can see it, but you're going to wash the sky all in some water. Then you're going to take blue paint and paint over the water. The water is helping it to blend. Take some white paint and start with doing some circles. These are going to be your moon and your stars. I decided to make my moon circle much bigger. Continue with the white paint and do dotted lines across your hills. Then we're going to put a big swirl right through the middle of your painting. This is why you want to be careful not to do too many of the stars. Take your paint and go dotted lines on that. And then we're going to make our moon and our stars. Take your yellow and continue to do dotted lines along your swirl and your hill, and then take orange and do the same thing. We're doing orange around all the stars. And the moon, we're going to add some depth to our moon by adding orange to it. Around every star, moon, swirl, and the hill, you're going to do several dotted dashed lines of yellow, orange, dark blue, and white. Then you're going to take a little bit darker blue and you're going to do swirls throughout the sky. Think of this as the swirling wind. Now take that paint and lighten it a little bit with white and wash it on the bottom. Then you're going to add a little bit of white to that paint each time you bring it back to add more, going all the way up to the top of the hills. Just adding a little bit of white with each one. Then you're going to take, you're almost down to almost pure white. Now you are going to take pure white and you're going to carefully outline the top of your hill. Continue to bring this white down the hill, but do not rinse out or grab any more white onto your brush. And then without rinsing your brush, you're going to take that brush that has the white paint back dipped into the blue paint. And you're going to once again start from the bottom and go back up without collecting any more paint. Here I've now washed off my brush and I'm just taking a wet brush with no paint and I am blending my whites and blues together. Next we're going to work on the trees. You're going to do one tall tree and then two smaller trees on either side of it, looking like they're slightly in front of the taller tree. You draw the straight trunk down and then just wisp your brush away from the trunk with your dark blue, the darkest blue you have. I'm going to slow it down for you a little bit here. Draw your trunk and then just wisp your brush away from the trunk. Continue going until you have it nice and filled in. Then I'm going to top mine off a little bit. Now you're going to take a dark green and just put a few branches of dark green throughout the blue. You don't want to completely cover up the blue. Just gives it some depth and character. We're going to go back to our white. We're going to put in little bits of snow on the boughs of the tree. Be careful when you're doing the tall tree that you don't go over what the front trees will be, because we still want that illusion that the two smaller trees are slightly in front of the bigger tree. Then you're going to take your brush and you're going to do little tiny downward dashes down the front middle of the tree. Think of these as the branches that are coming out towards you. It adds depth and makes it feel more full. This is an important step. Then you're going to take your paint, the same paint that you did the wind on the top of the blue in the sky. You're going to take that same color blue and you're going to make your shadows from the trees. Just going back and forth, making it wide and then down to a point, just like your trees are, what a shadow would look like. Make sure the middle tree, even though it's back further, it needs to be taller because it is a taller tree. And also make sure you come away from where the moonlight would be coming. We're going to start on our snowman now. You're going to do 3 white balls and make sure that bottom ball is a little bit flat on the bottom because it's sitting on snow. It won't be perfectly round on the bottom. Make sure you put enough paint so that you cannot see the background through the snowman. It's going to be pretty thick. Then you're going to take that blue paint you used for the shadow and you're going to add some white to it and go over the shadow once again. This adds a little bit of depth to the snow. You're going to take that same blue shadow paint and make shadows on your snowman. Always keep in mind where the moon would be shining from. You want to have it on the opposite side of the snowman from the moon and also along the upper and bottom edges to make it look like it's rounded. It's a process, and you're going to go back and forth between a little bit of blue and a little bit of white, shading and manipulating until you get what you want. Don't forget to do the head. We're going to take that same blue that we did with the shadows, but this time it's not got any white in it. And we're going to do a nice long elongated shadow away from the snowman. It's not going to be a perfect round. Then you're going to take black paint on the handle of your paintbrush and you're going to do little dots for the eyes and the mouth. I want my snowman to seem like it's looking up at the moon, so I am painting my face like it's tilting up. And don't forget the buttons. Then you'll take a little bit of orange paint and you'll do a carrot for the nose. I have my carrot turned up a little bit because I want that illusion again that it's facing towards the moon. You're going to take brown paint and do your arms, your branches, and the one that is over here, because I'm turned my snowman to look up at the moon, I want the one on the right, the left hand of the snowman, to only start at the body of the snowman, and the one on the left, which is the right hand of the snowman, to start further into the snowball. Then I'm going to add a little bit of character to the nose. And there you go. We're all done. Your Starry Night snow scene. Enjoy!